Hi everyone, I'm JP LeBreton, project lead of Spacebase DF-9.
And I'm Chris Remo, the composer on Spacebase DF-9.
And we're going to show you Spacebase DF-9's Alpha 2 build today. By the time you're seeing this, you should be able to play it. It'll be available on Steam Early Access, as well as on the Humble Store. And yeah, so we're going to walk through some of the new things that we've added in Alpha 2. What do we call it?
Taste Oddity.
Taste Oddity, yes. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna give goofy little titles like that to all of our alpha builds because it's fun. Why not? You know. So yeah, we've got a base here. This is actually a base built by we call it Jake Base internally because it's a good thing for testing. It's a nice sustainable.
We
base
call it
setup.
Jake Base because it's good for testing.
Because it's
much like Jake.
Jake he's good for many things, and yeah, sure. But yeah, so this is a nice.
Jake designed our UA. Jake
Redkin. Yeah.
These cool icons and treatment.
Yeah, and so this is a nice self-sustaining base that has a bunch of stuff, and most of this stuff will be familiar to you with Alpha 1, and we're going to use it as a way to demo some of the Alpha 2 stuff. It's a pretty normal base, you know, it's got all of the accoutrement. He built up, he did a few flavory things here, which are fun. He built a room that's just full of plants.
It's a reactor zone.
Yeah, it's like a reactor zone, so it's all,
zone.
right, so it looks like a room where you might grow things. And yeah, and he's also built this just unzoned area full of storage stuff that's just serves no real purpose, but it's just got stuff in it. And he used the zone renaming feature to call it deep storage or something. And yeah, and the base seed pod is built in there, which is cool. But yeah, one of the things that he's built in here using something new in Alpha 2 is a food replicator. And so yeah, let's hit play on this thing. Yeah, so people now have a hunger need in Spacebase. And they are going to need to eat in order to fulfill that, obviously. Otherwise, they will starve to death after a while. So yeah, this room has actually become, because it's the only food replicator on the base, it's actually kind of become a social hub, which, just because people are going there, getting food, and then other people who want to talk to them end up being there. But replicator food really just fulfills hunger on a very basic level. It's kind of like a vending machine or something. And what you really want is something that's super tasty. Yeah, and I don't know if people are talking about the replicator food, but yeah, that's something that they talk about. Yeah, people are chatting. There's a bunch of other, so besides this food and hunger stuff that we're about to get into, there's a bunch of small improvements to things in Alpha 2, hover over a random citizen here. Yeah, we've now got their health and their morale in the tooltip with cute little icons and stuff, so it's one of those small UI improvements that does give you more information at a glance, and I think you'll find a lot of those things.
She's not impressed by this replicated food.
I'll eat this replicated food.
This crap isn't natural.
Yeah. So right, so people are already complaining about it. They're not gonna get super unhappy doing it, but they could be better. And so that's where these cooked meals come in. But first we have to grow them. So let's go over to, we've got an empty room here.
Also fittingly, this person is a builder who really wants some work to do.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So
they're in luck.
It's appropriate.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we've got an empty room here, and it's all ready to go. So let's zone it as a garden zone. That's another cool thing that's in Alpha 2 is we got these new icons for zones. Yeah, Chris is going to rename it. Also, the rename area turns black when you rename something. That's another little.
The amazing garden.
It's going to be an amazing garden. I can just tell.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
All right, so go to construct, object, garden. And yeah, it's called the hydroponics culture. I had to look that up when we were starting on this update. But yeah, there are these little pans or trays or whatever that have kind of a substrate that hydroponic stuff can grow out of. So we'll confirm. And now our builders will show up and start doing that.
Let's make sure we got some builders. We do. We have
we've got some.
A super awesome builder.
Yeah, our 5-star builder. So yeah, Jake's done a good job building up this base prior to us messing with it. And so yeah, we can see some builders making their way through the halls, starting to. And so they're going to build this. Now he's deciding to chat. Get back to work, oi.
Oh wait, but they're both. Oh no. Oh, they're talking about Lana Santiago. That's our
right
unoccupied builder
who
doesn't like the replicator food.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's Lana Tran.
Yeah. All right, so yeah,
everyone's
we've got
called Lana on this base.
Yeah. See, our building squad is showing up. That's cool. Okay, and so these hydroponic cultures give people some work to do, but to get any food growing at these things, we're going to need to assign some people to the new botanist duty. So let's go to the roster. We can use the roster screen to sort by people who would be good at this duty. So let's do that.
All right, we've got a bunch of possible 3-star botanists.
Yeah, just anybody who's not doing. Don't take any bartenders off their duty.
Yeah, we're gonna want them.
And yeah, anybody who's Sam Black can be a botanist.
We're
not doing any mining right now.
Let's get one more maybe.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. All right, so now we've got a few different botanists, and they have snappy little jumpsuits that they have. So they're going to show up, and they're going to.
Wait a second. Did I just take someone odd? It was Allison Copas. Okay. Her security skill increased, I guess, just before I did that.
So yeah, at least some of these folks are asleep. Oh yeah, okay. Here, someone's showing up. Okay, cool. And so, so yeah, she is planting a seedling. Not sure what the. Yeah, so she's planting a seedling at this thing, and yeah, we can see it now. Like
metacorn.
Yeah, she's planted some metacorn. So this crop is going to grow, and eventually it will become a fully grown, harvestable plant that we can then use in a pub to prepare food. Yeah, people are planting other things, icky pods, glow fruit. Those are the 3 types of crops that we have in the game right now, and they're such amazing, futuristic, genetically engineered, presumably plants that they can be used to prepare all of the types of meals that you've already seen people talking about. We'll probably add some more crops in the future just because that's fun and cool. But yeah, and so mouse over one of the plants there. This little tooltip. So yeah, there are 2 important attributes of a plant. There's its health, which is something that botanists use their botanist skill to maintain and care for it, water it, talk to it. They say that helps plants grow better. And then also its growth, which is just its progress towards being a fully grown, harvestable crop. So yeah, our botanists are now busily working away in this thing, and we'll see these things grow. Like they're gonna, we'll see the plant get bigger and bigger and more healthy. If we didn't have anybody doing this duty, then it would look better. Then it would start looking sickly and die, which is a bummer. So yeah, okay, and so it's gonna take a little while for these crops to grow. So let's go over to our pub and actually prepare some of the things that that people are going to need in order to cook meals at this thing. So yeah, there's some new stuff to build. There is a fridge, which is what the harvested crops will be carried to, and that's kind of where the raw ingredients are kept, before they're cooked. So we can put down one of those. Fridges and stoves go against walls.
And the stove is what you use to cook the meal.
Yeah.
And serve it to patrons of the pub.
Yeah. And there's one more thing that we need to build, which are some tables for people to eat the food at. I think we've got we've got slots for about 3 of those here. Mm-hmm. So it's a cozy little pub, but yeah. Okay, and so now by the time our crops are done growing, those things will be built and ready to go.
I'm going to speed this up a bit because we still got a little ways to go until these are fully grown.
Yeah, let's see other things that we fixed in Alpha 2. We addressed the whole technicians cause way too many fires issue. That was just sort of like tuned unfavorably, so that whereas now it is still possible for a really bad technician who's really depressed to cause an accident, but now it's much less likely, and it's more just about our original design intent of we can say no to that.
I'm gonna turn these people away here.
Yep, it's fine.
Uh-oh, no, I'm not.
Oh no.
Let's.
Oh, these people are showing up. Okay, well they're just They're just coming into our base whether we like it or not. So I don't know. This guy's a jerk, but it's fine.
Also, in case you didn't notice recently, when AIs go under the base, they have better visualization now, or they get smaller, and it's a little more clear.
Yeah, it's a little clearer.
That they're passing under the base than it was before.
There's still there's only 1 or 2 simple changes that unfortunately did not make it into Alpha 2 that we would really like to do to just make that put that thing to bed. Just because it still does look kind of weird that they draw in front of everything, but yeah, that'll be something to look forward to in either one of our minor updates for Alpha 2, 2A, 2B, or whatever, or just Alpha 3 next month. So yeah, we've got the crops. They're making progress. They're growing, and they're looking all pretty or icky, as the case may be.
Or meta.
Or yeah.
Or glowy. You know.
Or yeah. They're looking good. It's a handsome crop, and our botanists are doing a good job. I guess another thing that we changed was when Daryl. Okay, yeah, that is a fully grown, or it's getting darn near fully grown. And once it reaches 100% growth, then people will harvest it. So, once we get really close here, put it back down to 1x speed, and So from this point, there'll be kind of like, people
Someone's eating a metacorn right now.
Oh, yeah. So that's another thing. Like, in addition to replicator food and prepared meals, sometimes if it's available, if you have plants that are well grown enough, people will go and eat some of the raw food off of these plants, which nourishes them better than replicator food, because it's like raw vegetables or something like that. But it does not satisfy. It doesn't give them as much hunger need as a cooked meal does. And it also doesn't boost their morale the way that a cooked meal does. So cooked meals are still far and away like the best option for keeping people nourished and happy and stuff. But they've also got this option too. So people won't go hungry, just because you don't have a pub or people to cook at them.
100% metacorn.
All right, cool. So yeah, now pretty soon here, a botanist should show up and they will harvest that crop and carry it to the fridge in the pub. Looks like this guy's going to do it. Maybe.
Yep.
Well, maybe not. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. And so she's carrying. Yeah. So people now carry, like, people were carrying asteroid chunks before. I don't know why they take the long way around in this particular base.
This is closer to that door. Or the refrigerator.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I probably should have put my refrigerator over here.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Or maybe we'll fix up the pathing or something in that case.
I feed this metacorn now so that later he will feed me.
Yeah. Yeah, and so now we've got this stuff in the fridge, and we now have things inside that fridge. There's 7 metacorn and 8 icky pods, which is enough to create a lot of meals. So now it looks like all of our bartenders are off duty right now, which is why people aren't showing up to. So the bar is closed, and people aren't showing up to eat meals. But as soon as they go off of that, yeah, it's telling us about an unexplored derelict. That's another thing that we fixed up. We were hearing people talking about too many. Just too many derelicts showing up. They will still show up at the normal rate up until the point that a certain number of unexplored derelicts are present, and then it just gets that you're ignoring them, and stops creating new ones. So that's something that, like, it's not a complete fix for some of the problems people were having, but it makes it a lot more more of a part of the game loop, and you can sort of opt out of it if you're not all about exploring derelicts at the moment. Okay, and so we got to wait for one of our bartenders to go back on duty and open this joint back up. These two people just happen to walk through the. Okay, yeah, cool. So yeah, he's going to start as soon as he finishes his morning workout.
Before
just getting some
bartending.
Yeah. Doing it right in the bar so that people know just how fit and active he is. All right, now people are chatting. I guess these guys have just woken up. Okay, yeah, and so that person in the standing at the table there, maybe they're waiting for. So people will go up, customers will go up and stand at the tables, and then a bartender will go and fix a meal for them. And this is not happening at the moment, but it will soon, very soon. Yep, yeah, and people have harvested a bunch of the initial round of crops here. I think it's also that we only have like 2 bartenders or something in the base, and so okay, yeah, this guy looks like he's on duty. We made a bunch of under the hood changes to how people when people serve drinks. Okay, yeah, I think that guy. Yeah, see, he's taking some of the food to the stove. He's preparing it on a little frying pan, and then carrying it over to a table. And there we go. Put down that meal on the table. Yeah, you can see, like, mouse over the table, and you can see that it has some tenderized hump on it.
Gross.
Which is what everybody loves. And so now this person, Zanaya here, is eating that. Oh, another immigration request. All right, yeah. Anyway, so yeah. All right, yeah, this person was really hungry, so it's good that she's getting some tasty food. And now she's going to write a Spaceface log about how much, oh yeah, check it out. Tenderized hump is so much better freshly cooked. The replicator version is too stingy with the sauce. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, so people.
Dvorak, I like that name.
Yeah, yeah, sort of different
cultural traditions involved here.
And so yeah, people will respond to the meal that they're eating based on both the skill of the bartender, i.e. how good of a cook they are, and also how much they just have an affinity for. Whenever you've seen people talking about different foods, you know, when they're just chatting, they're actually expressing their affinity for that food, just how much they like it.
Juan Dvorak is a bit of a connoisseur here.
Okay, yeah, a bit too hot. Burn the roof.
Most people have pretty one-sided opinions about this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah.
She was super hungry before then, actually.
Yeah, she was really hungry, and she's probably, I think she's having another meal right now, just because, like, she's like, another round, waiter.
Well, she was super into it.
What is she eating now? Tobayan sugar-crusted fruit wasp. All right, let's see what the review on that is. Actually, we could go into her stats panel and see, like, you know, if this is something that she just. Favorite food, poached honey bat. Okay, yeah, no, she hasn't. Yeah, we haven't had this yet. Okay, it was okay. Yeah, we're getting the burn the roof of my mouth again thing.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. All right, what did that guy think of his meal?
Scrambled fluffalo pasta. She's just going for it.
Wow, yeah. This is probably an example.
She's on her third
we had kind of
meal
created
straight in the same table.
Yeah. This is just it's the buffet. She got the buffet. This is probably also like a product of the artificial circumstances of like, because I intentionally removed all of the food creation from the base. Whereas if you're starting a base from scratch, you're going to want to, you know, when you're
will have been eating for.
Yeah, people will have been eating, and so their hunger need, unless you've been completely neglecting it, their hunger need will be at reasonable levels, you know, even if they've been eating. So food replicators like.
She's still going. Infused organic nutrient paste.
Yeah, pretty tasty, but can't compare.
Oh, she's done now. I
think this bartender smokes too much. How much pepper does this infused organic nutrient paste need? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, one of those plants is looking sickly. I don't know if it's not getting enough botanist attention or what. But it does look super gross when it's all sickly.
It's probably because the botanist was just eating 4 meals in a row in the bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe so. So yeah, there's a little bit of, you know, because it obviously takes some real infrastructure to work up to getting like cooked meals being served and available. Initially, when you set up your like an early minimum viable base, you know, with the life support in it and little else, you're gonna want to build a food replicator, and you can build those in any zone. So that'll just be something that tides people over. But then eventually you can move up to this. So
sign another botanist because we have.
Yeah, it looks like we don't.
Took
have
one away
enough,
from security. We kind of have an all.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's somebody unassigned there, so you can totally just.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, down a little. Yeah, they're good botanists.
Oh, yeah, there's a few actually.
Yeah, I think it was some of those like immigrants that showed up and were
right.
Yeah. So yeah, assigning a poor skill botanist isn't terrible right now. It just means that, you know, they don't do as good a job, but then they learn and they get better. So yeah, I think that's some of the major things that are in Alpha 2. Yeah, play around with it and.
They like Parasite.
Yeah. Yeah, Parasite, I guess, is a band. Or maybe it's a person. Maybe we didn't fix that. Oh, yeah, you know. That's another thing that we added, and I'm not sure. Yeah, do we want to show off killbots?
Do we have a way to?
I don't know if we have a way of.
I don't think we have access to.
I don't know if we have a way of forcing killbots to spawn, but so maybe we should just let people discover killbots for themselves. They are a different type of hostile enemy that can show up in a docking ship or waiting aboard a derelict. And yeah, they're bad. They will go around
they're bad. Killbots?
Yeah, killbots are actually bad. That may be a bit prejudgmental, you know, but
sure.
But they do tend to have a negative effect on bases. Yeah, I wish there was a way that we could just place one with debug or something, but I don't know. I think we can probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
And there'll be some, you know, if you really want to see what a killbot looks like or something, we'll probably have a screenshot with the post that goes up for this. So yeah, this is an example. Yeah, Alpha 2 with all this food stuff that we've added. It's an example of how I think this is sort of. We want to show how, you know, in these alpha updates, in these major updates like Alpha 2 and then next month Alpha 3 and so on, we're adding like a new dimension to the game that, you know, gives y'all something to extra to do, you know, like more things that you need to keep a base running and full of happy people. It also adds some real depth to the sim, and there's all these little nuances about how things work and why things are good or bad that are happening in the sim. And so yeah, like we don't actually know yet what we're going to be working on. We've got a lot of candidates, and you can see our dev plans page on the thing. So we don't actually know what we're going to be working on for Alpha 3 yet. And we're definitely going to be doing some minor updates to Alpha 2, like you know, they'll be called 2A and 2B if we need to, and all that. That'll fix up any bugs that we find in the first few days of Alpha 2 being out here. But yeah, this is the first major update, and we hope you like it. And yeah, thank you very much for playing and watching. And this will be, yeah, we'll be doing more of these in the future.
Thanks, guys. You can go to Spacebase DF-9.com to see the changelog for this update, as well as look at the dev plans page if you're interested on what other features could be coming in the future. And yeah, we'll be putting news of any further updates up on there as well, any like minor patches between now and the next one. Thanks for watching.
Awesome, yeah. Thanks, everybody.